Hello, good morning. Welcome again to our YouTube channel, Teacher Ako. So for today, we will be discussing and I will be sharing to you about the kinds of quantitative research. And of course, at the end of this video, I will be sharing to you some research titles. So for today, we will be focusing on experimental research. But before that, of course, I am inviting you to subscribe in our YouTube channel, Teacher Ako, where in this channel you will be able to develop the skills in research and at the same time learn the basics of the English language. So kung ready na kayo sa episode natin for today about quantitative research and of course specifying experimental research, let's start now. So first, let us have the two kinds of quantitative research design. So kung bago ka pa lang sa YouTube channel ko, sa unang video na ginawa ko dito, diniscuss ko na ang quantitative research, kung anong ibig sabihin ng research na iyan. So pwede kang pumunta sa channel natin at tignan yung unang video para guided ka dito sa pangalawang video na ito. So going back, when we say quantitative research, there are two research designs we are pertaining. We have the experimental research design and the non-experimental research design. So for our video for today, I will be focusing first on the experimental research design. So first, let us have the definition of an experimental research design. So this design is a systematic and scientific approach to research in which the researcher manipulates one or more variables and controls and measures any change in other variables. This design is often used to determine, please remember this, causality, and involves random assignment to control and experiment groups. So in this kind of research, we may be pertaining to, or we must have, these two groups that we have mentioned a while back. So we must have our control group and our experimental group. Ayan ha, may dalawa tayong group. Tandaan natin sa ating experimental research. So what are the key components of experimental research? Ano ba yung makikita natin dito or ano dapat meron ang ating experimental research? Ka-researchers, heto na sila. Una, we must have our hypothesis. Pangalawa, we have our independent variable. Pangatlo, we have our dependent variable. Pang-apat, we have the control group. Panglima, we have the experimental group. Also, we apply random assignment here. We randomly assign our respondents. And lastly, we have control of extraneous variables. So other terms here that I have mentioned for our key components of experimental research will be discussed in our future videos. So stay tuned lang kayo sa channel natin, subscribe lang kayo. Yung mga lessons na nabanggit ko dito, yung mga components na to ay magkakaroon ng videos soon. Next. What are now the advantages of experimental research? So una, it can establish causality. I have mentioned a while back the cause and effect. Pangalawa, high level of control over variables. So the researcher has the ability to manipulate our variables, or he has the control to the variables. And this research can be replicable and can be validated through repetition. It can be validated through repetition. So meaning to say, the study that were established before can be revalidated at this period of time for experimental research. So this is an advantage, meaning to say we can get an idea from those previous researches and we can revalidate them at this current period. What are the disadvantages of experimental research? Of course, in everything, there are disadvantages. And to cite a few, we have this. It may lack external validity or generalizability. Sorry for that. Next, it can be artificial due to controlled settings. And lastly, ethical concerns may arise in manipulating variables. So these are common disadvantages of experimental research. So now, for today, we will be focusing on the three types of experimental research design. So we have the true experimental research design. The second one, we have the quasi-experimental research design. And the third one, we have the pre-experimental research design. So one by one, we will be discussing this and we will come up with different lessons. So first, we will be having the true experimental research design. So under true experimental research design, we have three kinds. We have the pre-test, post-test control group. The second one, we have the post-test only control group. And the third one, we have the Solomon 4 group. So these kinds that I have mentioned may be defined as follows for us to be guided kung ano talaga yung fino-focus ng mga kinds na to ng true experimental research. Una, for the pre-test, post-test control group design, the participants are randomly assigned to control and experiment groups. And both pre-test and post-test data are collected. Second one, post-test only control group design. In here, the participants are randomly assigned to either the control or experimental group, and only post-test data is collected. And lastly, the Solomon 4 group design. This combines the above designs to control for pre-test effects. So, ano yung mga to at papaano sila ini-employ? So, bibigyan ko kayo ng mga illustrations para mas maiintindihan nyo pa kung papaano sila ginagamit. Ready na ba? So, let's proceed. First, we have the pre-test, post-test control group design. So in here, we have two groups na mention ko kanina. We have our experimental group or experiment group and the control group. So here is the flow. Both groups will be pre-tested. Experiment group now will receive intervention or treatment, and then the control group at this point will not receive any intervention or no treatment at all. And then after doing that one, post-tested will be given. So will be given to our respondents. Post-test will be given to respondents. So meaning to say our respondents here will be post-tested for our pre-test, post-test control group design. Next, how about post-test only control group design? So here, for post-test only control group design, so both, again, we have our experiment and control group. I'm sorry for that letter T for our post-test, okay? Next, both will not have pre-test based on the title of the kind of true experimental, which is post-test only. Based on the term itself, post-test only, both groups now here will not have pre-test. And then, again, experiment group will have intervention or treatment, and then control group will not receive intervention or treatment. And then both groups will have post-test. Respondents will be post-tested. And the last one, the last kind of true experimental research design is the Solomon 4 group. So here we have 4 groups. So before we come up with this, all groups here must have at least similarities, of course. So this group will be divided into 4, or we will come up with 4 groups. We have the experimental and control group for group 1, and then for group 2 we have experimental group again and control group. So look at the illustration. For the group 1, pre-test will be given to both groups for experiment and control group. And then for group 2, both will not receive pre-test for the experiment and control group. Next, for the group 1 again, intervention will be given for experiment group, and then no intervention for control group in group 1. For group 2, experimental group will receive intervention, and then control group will not receive intervention. And then lastly, all groups here for group 1 and group 2, experimental and control groups will all receive post-test. Ayan, mga ka-researchers, yun yung mga uri ng true experimental research design. Uulitin ko ha, we have the pre-test, post-test control group design, we have the post-test only control group design, and the Solomon 4 group. At this moment, you have to remember this. By carefully designing and implementing an experimental research study, researchers can draw strong conclusions about cause and effect relationship. Ito yung magagawa natin kapag kinonduct natin ang ganitong research. Siyempre, bago tayo magtapos, kamukha ng pinangako ko nung una, magbibigay ako ng mga sample experimental research titles. Ayan, para at least pwede natin magamit sa school natin or kung saang institution ka. Una, the impact of technology enhancement learning tools on high school students' math performance. Next, effectiveness of inquiry-based learning on science achievement in middle school. Also, we can use this evaluating the influence of cooperative learning strategies on academic performance in social studies. Ito pa, the role of gamification in improving English language skills among high school students. Investigating the impact of flipped classroom model on students' engagement and performance in history. Assessing the efficacy of a new drug in lowering blood pressure among hypertensive patients. Also, pwede yung mga ka-researchers. Impact of personalized marketing strategies on consumer purchase behavior. Next, the role of renewable energy sources in reducing carbon footprint in industrial sectors. And also, lastly, we can have evaluating the performance of different solar panel technologies in diverse climates. Ayan, mga ka-researchers. Uulitin ko, nag-focus tayo for today's video sa first kind of quantitative, which is experimental, at nag-focus tayo sa unang kind ng ating experimental research, which is the true experimental research design. Sa susunod ng mga video natin, we will be discussing about quasi and pre-experimental. So again, thank you for tuning in our YouTube channel. I hope you learned today. Sana pwede niyong i-share ito ang ating YouTube channel sa iba para naman mag-gain din sila ng information about sa topic na diniscuss natin. Again, please subscribe in our YouTube channel. Thank you very much. God bless you. Bye!